Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm an exercise physiologist. So we're just going to start in a deep squat. So if you just go pretty wide feet with toes rotated out, it's probably the most comfortable. And then coming down into your squat position, elbows on the inside of your knees. And then I'm using my elbows to press my knees out wide. Take a couple of big breaths holding here, really trying to get the breath down into your belly. And then when you're ready, adding some rotation. So I go other hand down on the ground for support, rotating up, take a breath, come back to middle, both elbows pushing wide, and then other side. So just work through these at your own pace, but go for about 5 rotations each side. Remembering to breathe at each point. Our breath will just help to tell our muscles that it's safe, that it's okay to relax into the stretch, and then you'll get more out of it as well. So hopefully you should be starting to feel like you can rotate a bit further each time, or maybe able to press your knees out a bit wider. Okay, coming on long ways with our mat. Walking out to your high plank position, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Stepping one foot, well, I'm going to go right foot to the outside of my right hand. And then that same sided hand as the front leg, rotating up to the ceiling. And then threading that arm through under the other one. So I've got my right foot forward, my right arm's going up to the ceiling. And then I'm threading that right arm through. Now we need to stay straight and long through the back leg. But you should hopefully feel this through the front of your left hip, the back leg. And just through the hip, kind of glute area of the front leg. Okay, step the foot back. We go other side. So I've got left foot forward. So that means left arms rotating and threading back through. Remember to breathe as you work through this. Staying strong and straight through the back leg. So go for about 5 each side. And then whichever way you want to face on the mat, I'm just going to go this way so you can see. Kneeling, but then I'm going to straighten one leg out. So I've got my right leg out. Trying to keep toes facing forward, so I'm not just letting the foot rotate out. Hands down for support, and then rocking back like you're sitting your bottom onto your heel, and then coming forwards. But this leg that's out stays straight the whole entire time. So what that looks like from the side, toes facing forward, just gently rocking back. So again, just take this at your own pace. Maybe a few creaks and cracks of the knees and the hips. As we were saying before, remember to keep breathing. Particularly if you exhale on the big stretch. So exhale as you rock back. We'll just switch and do the other side. So I've got my left leg out, toes are facing forwards, rocking my bottom back to my heel, and then coming forward. And so hopefully the more we do this, you should find that the stretch isn't as intense, or you're able to move a bit further through the range of motion. So maybe sitting back into the stretch further. Okay, this one is still going to be working on hip mobility, but also a bit of hip strength as well. Be a good little challenge. So sitting in our kind of mermaid or Z sitting position. So I've got one shin in front, one foot that's backwards. Even just sitting here, you might feel a bit of a stretch. But I've got my right foot in front, so I'm going to go right hand down, arching over. So this is like a mermaid. And then I'm going to go all the way over to the other side. Now, next time I go back over to the right, I'm actually going to walk both hands and arms out, dropping my chest down. But your goal is to not let the left hip lift off the mat too much. It will have to lift off a little bit so that you're able to do it, but nothing crazy. So try to keep that bottom down, but then dropping chest down. So you should feel through your right hip, right glute, maybe a bit through your torso and your rib cage as well. Just take 2 more breaths here. So we're trying to keep that left hip planted. And then walking back up to center. Now here comes the strength little challenge bit. So try to keep your feet and your knees in contact with the mat. Try not to use your hands if you can, but if you need to have them on the ground for a little push. Otherwise, driving through your glutes and hips to come up tall. Slow as you sit back down, trying not to just plonk. So squeeze your glutes, your bottom. Slow back down. We'll go one more. So this will challenge your hip internal and external rotation to be able to come up tall. Okay, switch. So I've got my left shin in front, left hand down, arching over, keeping both hips glued on the floor, and then arching over the other way. And then both hands go. Keep your right hip, right bottom down, or as down as you can. Walk both hands out. If you want to completely relax into this, you can chuck some pillows under your arms and you can completely rest your arms down. Taking some big, slow breaths. Targeting through left hip, left glute. One more breath. And then walk your hands back in. Okay, so now for that little strength challenge, you've got your left hip in external rotation, right hip in internal rotation. Use your hands to push on the ground if you need, or to grab onto like a pole or a piece of furniture to help you as little as possible. Driving through hips and glutes. Control back down. I'm just going to go a bit sideways so you can see what it looks like. Squeezing your bottom. Keep breathing throughout this exercise. One more. Good. And then we'll do one lying down. So just when you're ready, going feet wide, so pretty much to the edges of the mat if you're using one, otherwise a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Keep your feet down, but just rolling onto the sides and the edges of your feet. Just at your own pace here, whatever feels nice, whatever you're able to relax into more, because the more you can relax into the stretch, the more benefit you're going to get out of it. Now the next time you roll your knees over to the left, hold here. If this feels enough of a stretch, great, hold, but otherwise pop your left foot on top of your right knee. So that's pulling your right knee down to the ground. Take 3 big, slow breaths. You can pop your hand on your belly if you want to be able to feel those belly breaths. And then reset feet wide, over to the right hand side. Option to hold like this, option to pop right foot on top of left knee. And again, we come back to those belly breaths. So inhale belly into your hands. Exhale, belly relaxes. No tension through core or pelvic floor, just completely relaxing those muscles. And then just uncrossing feet. If you want to do a couple of more like slow knee rocks, or even just hugging your knees into your chest is a nice little way to finish too. But that is us all done. Maybe you feel inspired and you want to keep going with a couple of other stretches, but otherwise hopefully feeling that your hips are a bit more mobile, less tight now.